He had ignored her cries, pretended not to notice, but she refused to leave. Imagine this. A man living a quiet, somewhat lonely life comes home after another long, tiring day. As he walks up to his apartment, he sees a stray dog sitting by his door. Just another stray, he thinks. It'll probably wander off soon. So he walks past, unlocks his door, and disappears inside, shutting out the world and the dog behind him. He turns on the TV, makes a simple dinner, and tries to forget the pair of hopeful eyes he briefly met. The first night, the next morning, he opens his door to leave for work, and she's still there. The dog. She looks up, a silent question in her gaze. He feels a tiny pang of something, maybe guilt, maybe annoyance, but he pushes it down. He has to get to work. He tells himself she'll be gone by the time he gets back. But when he returns that evening, she's still in the exact same spot, a small, furry statue of persistence. She hasn't moved. She hasn't made a sound. She just waits. The second day turns into a second night. Now it's the third day. The routine is the same. He leaves. She watches. Acom is back. She's still there. But something is different now. The man can't get her out of his head. He finds himself distracted at work, wondering if she's okay. Has she eaten? Has she had any water? The indifference he felt on the first day has slowly eroded, replaced by a growing sense of concern, and honestly, a little bit of awe. Who is this dog? Why him? Why his door? For 3 full days and nights, she has maintained her vigil. She hasn't eaten, she hasn't left. Her world seemingly shrunk to the few square feet of his doorstep, her eyes fixed on the door, pleading for it to open. That third night, the man can't take it anymore. The silence from the other side of the door is louder than any bark could ever be. Curiosity, concern, and a feeling he can't quite name finally win the battle raging inside him. He walks to the door, takes a deep breath, and turns the handle. He opens it just a crack at first, and then wider. There, say, easy. She looks up at him, and he can see her trembling. Not just from the evening chill, but from hunger and exhaustion. Her body is weak, but her spirit, her unwavering hope, shines through in her eyes. In that moment, something inside the man breaks open. It wasn't a grand gesture or a dramatic plea. It was her quiet, stubborn loyalty. This small, determined creature had chosen him, had waited for him, with a faith he hadn't seen in a long, long time. He steps aside and gestures for her to come in. Hesitantly, she takes a few wobbly steps and crosses the threshold into his home and into his life. He closes the door, and for the first time in 3 days, the space outside is empty. But inside, his apartment feels fuller than it has in years. He scrambles to find something for her to eat, pouring some kibble he bought on a whim into a bowl. He fills another with fresh water. She eats and drinks gratefully, her tail giving a weak but hopeful thump, thump, thump against the floor. He finds an old blanket and makes a soft bed for her in the corner of his living room. She curls up, lets out a long, contented sigh, and falls into a deep sleep. Finally safe, finally warm. As the man watches her, a profound realization washes over him. He had thought he was alone, had built walls around his heart to keep the loneliness from hurting too much. But this little dog, with her incredible patience, had just quietly sat outside those walls until he was ready to let her in. She didn't bark or scratch or demand entry. She just waited. And in her waiting, she offered something he didn't even know he was missing. Unconditional companionship. Over the next few days and weeks, a beautiful bond began to form. He named her Hope, because that's what she had brought to his door. Her presence filled the silence in his apartment. His solitary walks became shared adventures. His quiet evenings were now spent with a furry head resting on his lap. The loneliness that had been his constant companion for so long began to fade, replaced by the warmth of a wet nose and the sound of a happy sigh. Hoop, the little stray who refused to give up, taught him about a different kind of love. A love that is patient, persistent, and incredibly powerful. This story reminds us that sometimes The biggest heroes in our lives don't come in with a roar. They don't perform grand, heroic acts. Sometimes, they just wait. They wait for us to notice them. To open the door to let them in. That quiet, unwavering patience can be the most powerful force for change, capable of healing a broken heart and transforming a life forever. It teaches us that loyalty isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a silent vigil on a cold doorstep. Patience, loyalty, and persistence are truly powerful forms of love. They don't always come from the people we expect. Sometimes, the ones who teach us the greatest lessons are the ones who wait for us silently, asking for nothing but a chance. Their devotion can remind us of the connections we are all capable of, if we just take a moment to look and to open our hearts. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many times has a quiet act of loyalty or patience changed the course of someone's life? Have you ever experienced something like this? Maybe not a dog on your doorstep for 3 days, but an animal whose unwavering presence made a difference for you. A cat that knew when you were sad, a horse that taught you trust, or a pet that showed you the meaning of unconditional love. We would be so honored to hear your story. Please share it with us in the comments below. Your story could be the one that inspires someone else to open their door. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of our community. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content that celebrates the incredible bonds between humans and animals. Until next time, take care.